Remember, with transition questions, we're concerned about the ideas in the two sentences, not really about how this transition word sounds. The ideas are going to be what matter. So go into these kind of questions with dumb summaries in mind. Try to keep things as simple as possible and go from there. So the first sentence says, the spaces are usually stocked with standard office equipment such as photocopiers, printers, and fax machines. So, I don't know, there's equipment. That seems like a very neutral phrase to me, right? It's not saying something good. It's not saying something bad. It's just like a fact. Okay. The next piece, I'm going to skip the underlined transition. Let's go right into the sentence so we're not biased with what's already there. The spaces often include small meeting areas and larger rooms for hosting presentations. So, okay, now it's just talking about what else is going on in these spaces. Seems like another fact. So, why would I need a word like however? What contrast is here? I mean, it just seems like two separate facts about the spaces. So that word however, it just seems out of place. And here's where, again, dumb summaries help us. Would we really say like a word like but here? The spaces are usually stocked with standard office equipment such as photocopiers, printers, and fax machines, but the spaces often include small meeting areas and larger rooms for hosting presentations. Like, the second thing does not follow as like a contradiction of the first. So yeah, that's just weird. Now, we can also do dumb summaries of these other choices. For these reasons is just like a fancy way of saying so. But again, these are two separate facts. The fact that there's meeting areas and large rooms has nothing to do with the fact that there's photocopiers. Those are just separate descriptions of these places. So it's not a cause and effect. Now, likewise is a word that people pick because it sounds very fancy, right? Like it sounds like you're, Shakespeare or Oscar Wilde. I don't know. It sounds kind of proper. But honestly, on the SAT, it's almost never right. I can't think of a case where likewise was the correct answer. If it were, I guess it would be because everything else is so terrible. But you just really want to stay away from it unless you have to. It's a word that we would use to like, almost like similarly, I guess, is the best version of that. Like it's making a comparison or an analogy, and there's really nothing there. In fact, these are just completely separate facts. So in addition is kind of the best way because it means and. It's just another fact, an additional fact. So we can have this kind of transition that's not really a transition. And that does happen. We have to get there through process of elimination, but keeping things simple helps us see that, yeah, there's not a lot of connection, and that's okay. And that, gets us this kind of weak transition word. That's the only way we would get it is through process of elimination, but it's okay once we do.